Welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to be making a stock analysis of Hilton Worldwide Holdings. If you like this video, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And of course, remember this isn't financial advice, this is purely for entertainment and educational purposes. Now, what does the Hilton do? Well, of course, they own hotels and they own a ton of hotels. And something you have to know about them is it's what's called an asset light model, which means they don't own any of the hotels. Basically, they own around 40 to 50 hotels and they have over thousands of hotels, which means each franchisee pays Hilton Worldwide Holdings to use their brand name, which means that they're not in a lot of debt because, of course, they're getting cash and cash and cash in, and they don't spend a lot of money building hotels because that's what the franchisees does. Now, if you take a look at the graph in a bit of a wider spectrum here, as you can see, it's quite nice. As you can see, ever since 2020, it has risen quite nicely. Of course, we did see it fall a bit, as you can see here in February and March of 2020 because, of course, COVID. But overall, it has had a nice, really nice graph. Let me just make this a bit smaller again. As you can see, of course, it is a bit volatile, but then again, so is every stock these days. Now, as you can see here, we did see this huge drop, and that was because, of course, when the President of the United States, Donald Trump, came out and said on Liberation Day all about tariffs, and people were wondering if that would affect the hotels as well, because chances are people wouldn't want to be a tourist in the United States. But it looks like it has recovered, and currently we are sitting on a previous support level, as you can see right up here. So that's quite nice. Of course, if we can break through up here, chances are it's going to increase a lot. And as you can see over here in the news section, HSBC has increased its price target to 306, so 34 bucks up from where we're sitting at currently. And for the day, we even up by $2. That's of course quite nice. In the RSI, we're also trading quite nicely at the moment. We have been a bit overbought recently, actually 2 times, but overall it is quite nice at the moment. It has nice upwards momentum. Now, if you don't know what RSI is, that is the relative strength index. So if something is between 70 and 50, it's in the upper channel, which means the stock is moving upwards. If it's above 70, it's overbought up here. If it's below 50 and above 30, it's, as you can see here, it's being in the sold channel, which means more sellers than buyers in the market. And if it's below 30, then it is being oversold. So currently we're looking quite nicely. We did see a small smidge here going a bit down, but all in all, we are sitting quite nicely still. As you can see, it's quite a large company with a market cap of 64 billion, which of course is nice. Now, however, the dividend is quite poor, but then again, they were hit quite hardly during COVID, so that is why. Now, the beta on this is almost 1, which means it is not a volatile stock. It is just as volatile as the Nasdaq itself. Now, as you can see, earnings here, I like how they guide quite nicely. Basically, every single one of these is just a bit above what is estimated, and that's of course nice that we don't see them missing about by 500% or beating them by 2000%, which we sometimes see. Dividends, as you can see here, it swings quite a bit, as you can see down here. Of course, they reduced it because there were no money to be made, and they've increased them since. If we look at the income here, as you can see, annually it is quite nice. As you can see, the main part of their revenue is management and franchisees, and ownership here is also a huge chunk, but of course it is by far the largest in management. And then we have some timeshare, which is basically, we can't even see how much money they make on that because it is so small. Then other. As you can see, they are primarily in the United States. And as you can see here, they're also increasing in all others. Of course, the United Kingdom has just been put into others these other years, besides 2018. So they're also expanding worldwide. As you can see how small it is here in 2020, where others made 714 million. And here in last year, they made 2.4 billion. So of course, quite a nice increase. If we take a look at the seasonals for the stock, as you can see, basically every year has been quite nice, with lovely double-digit growth. Then we see some years with quite poor. Of course, we have 2022, but of course, basically no one made money that year. 2015 also a bit down, and 2018. But surprisingly enough, the year of the pandemic 2020, they're only down by 0.17%. Look at technicals on this stock. For the day, it's a buy, and for the month, it is still a buy. And of course, that is because it has this nice rise, which was lovely to see. And we can see that this stock usually follows patterns, because as you can see, this bottom down here follow the previous bottoms. So a lot of technical trading going on in this stock particularly. Now the analyst rating for this are quite decent. We have 7 strong buy, 4 buy, 15 hold, and 1 sell. Even though the average is down, and we know this is HSBC because we just saw that earlier, this means the chances are we are going to see more analysts say we need to increase this because it is performing quite nicely. Because even though a lot of them are on buy and hold, it is still down, which means that either it is overpriced, which I don't think it is. I think it should be worth a lot more. So I think we're going to see some other analysts say it's going to be worth a lot more, and I think it's going to pop a bit more. We can also see that down here in the EPS. As you can see, it's just increasing and increasing and increasing, which is lovely to see. And it's the same down here in the annual earnings. If you like this video, as I said, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to see any other videos like this, please leave the companies you want me to analyze in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.